The 997 Porsche 911 Turbo is the best used Porsche that money can buy. And today I'm going to explain why. Because I know many of you are thinking, well, what about the higher trim levels? And no, I wouldn't recommend those over this. The 997 911 was made from 2005 through 2012. And during that time, many trim levels did come out for the 911. However, the Turbo is my favorite. In fact, this car, more specifically the Turbo, is my favorite 911 of all time. In fact, I'd go as far as to say the 911 Turbo is my favorite car of all time. But the reason I love this car so much is what's powering it. It's a twin turbocharged flat six producing 480 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It allows this car to jump to 60 in 3.2 seconds and give it a top speed of 193 miles an hour. Those are some really impressive numbers, especially for the price that you can get this car. You can find these anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000. This one in front of me is at $70,000, and the price depends on condition, mileage, and a few other factors. However, these cars started at $120,000, yet could run you all the way up to $160,000, just like this one. But for that money, you get a fantastic drivetrain, and that engine is mounted to either a 5-speed auto or 6-speed manual. This car comes equipped with the automatic. But that drivetrain is really impressive. However, that's not the only thing impressive about this car. This styling is my favorite styling out of any 911 also. Starting off with the front end, there's a different bumper than the standard 911. This bumper is special to the Turbo 911. It looks slightly more aggressive and I like it. The special turbo styling also continues to the side of the car, where there are 2 special air intakes. These help cool down this twin turbo engine. And the styling continues on to the rear, where you'll find a turbo spoiler. This spoiler is my favorite spoiler on any 911. It fits the car so perfectly. It's not too in your face, yet everyone will notice it. And just below that spoiler is a turbo badge. Complementing the car are these awesome 19-inch rims. And the car itself is the traditional 911 shape. It's one of the most beautiful cars on the road. The exterior styling is great, and so is the drivetrain. But what about inside the car? Let's go take a look. Porsche wanted to remind you that you're not just driving any 911, you're driving a 911 Turbo. So they included, when you open the door, a nice turbo badge on the door sill. This is a nice little fun addition that Porsche included, and I'm glad they did. Sitting inside the Porsche 911, one of the first things that you notice is how well this interior was crafted. Porsche takes great pride in making sure that their cars are top quality. And in the 911 Turbo, it's really clear to see. This interior was optioned as a 2-tone with black and a beautiful brown. This interior is really nice, just like the outside of the car, and they match so well. One thing you will notice is that there is 4 seats in this car. However, this car was optioned with a roll cage, an official Porsche roll cage. So the back seats aren't really usable. And they are a little small in the first place, so if you were looking to use them, well, you won't fit many things back there, and people, probably shorter people. However, they're not completely useless. As far as storage goes, the doors actually have a hidden storage compartment in them. You can hide things there because I imagine most people won't be looking there. But there's also a center console with a nice Turbo logo on it, and there's a glove box that's big enough for a few items. And there's a front trunk, which can hold a decent amount of stuff. It's not the biggest, yet it will hold backpacks and briefcases. There's also a rear shelf that you could store things on if you want. In fact, in combination with the rear seats, it's kind of a big space. Also in here, there is a speaker system which is all around the car. It's like surround sound, and this one's optioned with Bose. Speaking of speakers and infotainment, the screen in here isn't very modern yet. It's not too outdated. You might want to replace it if you're looking for Apple CarPlay or something like that. However, this works just fine. Below that, you have your climate controls, your sport button, an option to raise or lower your spoiler, and a suspension button. On the top of the dash, there's also a clock, which is a really cool touch. But as far as interiors go, I love the 911's interior. There's also a sunroof in this car. Let me show you how it works. There's buttons right up here, and you can open it fully or close it. But lastly, let's listen to the exhaust. It sounds pretty good. It's not the loudest thing out there, but it definitely makes sound and makes noise. And that's beautiful noise. Porsche makes the best sounding 6-cylinder cars on the road. And this car is more proof of that. what's the verdict? Should you buy one? Should you avoid it? Well, I think I made it pretty clear. It's a car you need to pick up. If you're debating between buying any 911, I would say consider this as one of your top options. This car is the best used 911 you can buy. It's a car that you can drive every day, yet also take to the track and not worry about it. In fact, Porsches are very reliable, and the 911 is a prime example of that. You can feel safe taking this thing out every day driving and taking it to the store or dropping your kids off, whatever you want. This car is the best 911 that money can buy. In fact, if you are interested in buying this car, it's available right now. Click the link in the description and it'll take you to Carrick's Auto's website where this is for sale. This car only has 56,000 miles. Go pick one of these up, and thank you for watching. If you're interested in buying the car in today's video, go check it out in the link in the description below. It's available here at Carrick's Autos in Plano, Texas. They also have a wide variety of lots of different cars. Everything from Porsches to classic Mustangs to whatever you need. So go check it out in the link below.